Right, all right. We are live. My brother Antony, man. Hey, man, I ain't trying to be funny when I pronounce it that way, brother. I ain't
Yeah,
trying to
no, I
offend you,
mean,
my brother. I'm
yeah,
just having
that's
fun,
closer.
man.
That's closer than
And,
like what it's pronounced. Like it
oh,
doesn't
and
have
that,
the H.
that's
That
true.
doesn't have. Yeah, the closer is that Antony because it doesn't have the H. So it's like
No, pero tú
not.
sabes en español, bro. It'd be like Antonio, o que si
Yeah,
yo qué,
it's
bro. That's
supposed
why
to
I'd be
be.
like,
Yeah, it's
man, let
supposed
me.
to be like a Tony kind of like like Antony
Oh, sí, el
and
Tony.
Tony.
Ya, está
Yeah,
todo.
so it's like a
No,
real
pero
Tony, bro.
mejor
I
vamos a
don't. I
llamarte el licenciado. Mejor vamos a llamarte licenciado because my man, you've been around, my brother, and that's a good thing, man. But let's go ahead and take this quick little Instagram little picture here. Okay. Man, I feel like this technology, man. I feel like I'm getting to the age where technology's getting wacky, bro. Like I get it, but like I really be having to press all the buttons first. You know what I'm saying? Like should be crazy, bro. Should be insane, man. But go ahead. Oh shit, this for the green right here, man. Okay, simple. Boom. All right, my brother. So before we start it up officially, I definitely want to give a couple shout outs today. First and foremost, let's do the intro. As you know by the handle, I'm Joey. Joey is me, and this is the 20th edition of what we're gonna call Hustle and Smoke. Yes, I said 20th. So let's keep in mind, audience, as y'all come in, there's Netflix shows that don't have 20 episodes, but Hustle and Smoke got 20 episodes. So we're gonna keep it going. I appreciate everybody that's been involved to this point, from the front end to the back end. Just a bunch of dope ass people that have reached out and came through the podcast. To the people, shouts out to that guy last week that called me at the chicken spot, asked me if I'm Joey from Hustle and Smoke. I said, hell the fuck I am. Yes, sir. Shouts out to my brother, man. We gonna cook up real soon, man. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to everybody that's been on it, man. I'm telling y'all, man, this is a small platform right now, but we gonna go somewhere, man. Cause we got guys like my man right here, man. Real dope brothers, dope sisters. Everybody tap in, man. So one last shout out. So, I've been talking to these one group of people, man. Big shout outs to my guys at Magic Number. They specialize in colas, infused colas, by the way. Get you a nice little can of cola. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they have a dope project they were working on not too long ago, the Last Prisoner Project. If you guys have a chance to check out what that is, please do. Basically, what that is they donated a sum of every can they sold to people that got incarcerated wrongfully through cannabis. So if you, let's say, whatever, you got caught up with a dub sack, they fighting to have those type of people get put out of jail and out of those situations. So it's so dope that I'm networking with these guys. They're gonna be on the platform real soon, people. If y'all know, if y'all know Oregon and y'all know the cannabis scene, y'all know who these guys are, man. They doing a good job at what they do, and they helping the community. So, hey, man, that all the least I could do is give them a platform. So definitely watch out for them. Today I'm gonna be pouring up this passion fruit seltzer. Yeah, and that's infused, by the way. So this is not for the kids. This is for the 21 and oldest. This is for the people trying to look for some different. Y'all tired of fucking White Claws? Hey, man, try this seltzer right here, dog. We got the passion fruit, and it's not a seasonal either. It's a year-round item. So tap in with them. I'm gonna be pouring mine up right here. I got my little cake ass ice cup. Got my little cake ass ice cup ready to go. And without further ado, so brother man, let's get to you, man. I hope you didn't think I was gonna get to you at some point, bro. Come on now,
yeah,
come
definitely.
on now, big dog. So, my man, if you could do me the favor and the people a favor of introducing yourself, saying a little bit about you, and then we'll jump off from there.
So yeah, no, I mean, my name is Anthony Alvin Rodriguez, as is stated down there. Uh, what can I say? Like, I'm a kid from Queens. Lived over here, 6 years. Moved to Dominican Republic for like 10 years. Came back at 16. Finished high school over here. Went over to joined the military kind of like after high school. So like after that, I went to North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Finished the military, Marine Corps. Came back to Queens, finished my degree. So now, like, I have about 2 more semesters left in New York, and then that's the next move. And yeah, that's pretty much me. Oh, and I'm studying nutrition and exercise science. So, 2 semesters. If you know what
Man,
nutrition is, I'm the guy. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of
man,
like
oh man.
comprised of my life story.
My brother. So honestly, I do appreciate where you started at, bro. You definitely gave us a lot. Once again, in front of the people, for everybody, thank you so much for your service, my brother. I personally felt, as you know, this is the 20th episode. Shouts out to Hustle and Smoke. First and foremost, like I said, man, one day that's gonna mean a lot more than what it means now. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. But
Definitely,
you know,
definitely.
I thought it was imperative that I have a gentleman like yourself on because one, the service end, I've always I've always thought of like um being can you call it like the reserves, quote unquote? Like, is that good terminology for like the overall, like not only just one branch, but like I've always been like real interested in like the Navy, the Marines, the Army, like how all of them kind of like differ and compare. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, definitely.
it's just an added bonus that you are who you are, bro. Like Hustle and Smoke, man. We highlight the hustlers before anything, bro, and that you are. So in the end of the day, bro, it was absolutely my pleasure to be able to get you on the platform. What I want to start with is what was um I know you said you moved back to DR and then you came back here. How was that at first?
At first, it was kind of
If you if you
difficult
don't
because,
yeah, if you don't
yeah,
mind
I mean, it
expanding,
was
of course.
difficult adjusting at the beginning because it was like, how we grew up over here. Like, English is like kind of like your first language, but not your first language. So
No, bro,
your Spanish is
imagínate,
not.
bro.
Yeah, your Spanish is not there, especially when you're little. You're watching cartoons. You don't listen to your parents. You talk to them in English, and they somehow understand, and and that's how it works. So when you go over there, everything is in Spanish. All the kids are in Spanish. Like they're saying bad words in Spanish. You never heard those words, so like I was kind of like getting bullied a little bit. Like I fought almost every day. Like for like 3 years straight, I was fighting every day for no reason, just
Wow.
because they were trying to bully me. But like I never let myself bully. I get myself bullied. I got myself ass beat, but never got myself like like bullied to a point that I want to go to school. I didn't care. I would just fight if I had to every day. But yeah, it was a lot of like that going on. Like I was just a gringo over there. I was like a lot lighter when
Nah,
I was
yeah, I
over
was
there.
just about to say that, bro. I was like, man, let me not put that on him, man. Let me let him say that.
Yeah,
Nah,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, but I feel you.
I had a nickname and everything over there. Free Willy. Around that time, Free Willy came out. I was
Yeah.
white and I looked like a whale. So I was fat, eating all the McDonald's here. So yeah, I got so then then I got adjusted over there. 3 years later, I was already like part of them. Like I was already Dominican. Now I was accepted. Like took me 2 3 years to actually be like
Like finally, huh?
completely, yeah, like I'm part of the crew now. Like now if I say I'm from the US, they get mad. Like before they were like you're
Se
not
offending, se
not one
offending,
of
se
us.
offending.
Yeah, they were not.
Yeah.
I was not one of them. But then later on, it was like the opposite. Like if I say I wasn't one of them, they were like oh, now you're not one of us. But yeah, then uh kind of most of my education over there, like most of my growing years were over there. So came back already in my junior year. Came back over here and then finished over here high school. But yeah, I
And
mean,
now,
DR
go
was
ahead. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, but it was an experience. It was different. You kind of get used to it because everybody knows each other. So yeah,
So now my question is, so when you came back around to the States, now I know you said you finished your high school out here and you had went into the service. Now, was that something that was kind of like pushed upon you? Was that something like, man, this is like the best route at the moment? Like, how did you see that more or less?
uh, honestly, I don't know if it was like some DNA stuff because everybody in my family has served like in the Dominican army or like from my grandfather to my father. to myself.
Oh,
Like,
that's actually
yeah,
very
my
fire.
father was in the Navy over there. My grandfather was in the Army over there. So like, I was listening to psychology, how some things are like ingrained in our DNA. I just liked it, and I was like, you know what? Like, I didn't at the time. I was kind of like, teenager years. So I was kind of like lost. So I was like, I need something to like straighten me out, and I want to do something for the country, for this country, because I've always been like kind of grateful because I grew up in DR and I see how DR is, and I feel like over here you can start from scratch, and I was able to, to make that start from scratch and like make, be to a point that I'm comfortable. Let's say I'm
And
comfortable,
what's crazy is that what I also want to kind of tie into that is I'm sure that that came with a lot of character as well, because I mean, man, like just 2 years ago in DR, we were talking about motherfucking David Ortiz getting stuck up. It's like, even though, it was, I don't know if you know too much about that situation, but
Yeah,
it ended up being that, it was a whole, they actually got the wrong person and yada yada, whatever. But you think of that and you're like, man, like it could get a little wicked out there,
no,
and I
we got
personally,
robbed.
and personally, I haven't been there since I was about maybe like 5 or 6 years old, bro. So I don't even remember like what the fuck it was, but I constantly hear like family from over there, like, and it's a war zone, bro, and it's a war zone
Oh yeah,
that like people don't know because they go to Punta Cana and they
no,
go to
yeah,
these motherfucking resorts, but it's like when they show you New York, they showing you Times Square, not Mott Haven, the Bronx. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
definitely.
in the end of the day, it's like it's crazy how that works though, because you know, as people, as Dominican people ourselves, we still see the beauty in that. You know what I mean? Just like as New Yorkers, or me being a former New Yorker, we see the beauty in what New York is. You know what I mean? So in the end of the day, like, it definitely speaks mountains to what your character became from experiencing that environment. And like you said, you was knuckling up every day.
Yeah,
So if anything, man, that I could see where that definitely served to propel you to want to continue, like how you said, the legacy of serving, service. And I actually, bro, part of my ignorance, but I didn't even know there was a such thing as the Dominican Army, bro.
yeah,
And that's not to say like, man, I
yeah,
mean,
man.
shit, they should have an army, but
Yeah, it's so
I've never
little,
been
but
privy
yeah,
to this
no,
information, bro. Like
yeah, it's the
I've seen
opposite.
Perico
Yeah,
de Piao. Is that the army? Perico de Piao, them guys?
nah, those
Them
are
guys in that
cops,
movie?
but nah, those
Ah,
are cops.
bueno.
Like, yeah, they're cops,
Shit,
but
bro.
actually the army is pretty big, bigger than the police force. If you go now, you'll see like it's crazy. Where I felt like, like in a way, like since I have become Americanized.
Right.
So seeing the military work, you see the military, it's like, yo, shit's going down. Like, what's going on? I'm in danger. Like, you see the military out here, and right now that's how it is over there. They have the military out there, stopping people and shit. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, am I good? Like, what's going on?
Dude, that's like and honestly, bro, like to me, bro, I've always saw that as like it's all about the underlying pressure behind that shit, bro. It's just like if a cop just is standing near you, looking your way, and he's just standing there, you gonna look at him like, what are you looking at? And it's just like in that case, I could only imagine, literally, like I said, the whole connotation behind having the army stopping people, and you not knowing a goddamn thing, because it's not like the news is like, yeah, the army is stopping people because A, B, C, and D, and yeah,
Nah, here you
you know what
have
I'm
the
saying?
army or like National Guard when things are getting out of hand. But over there, they just have them just because, like, like, hey, we don't have no war going on, so guess what? We're just gonna send the army with long rifles to stop people. And it's like, for somebody who's not from over there or like who has forgotten how it is over there, you see the army, like I got used to, like I see the military, it's like shit's going down, like no, over there you get a lot of that. So you're like, oh, what's going on? It's just a
And
regular
like,
day.
and now my question to you is, do you see that spilling out into our section of the world? That's, hey man, listen, you feel free to answer that if you want, bro. I'm just
No,
I'm just
no,
picking your
no,
brain
no.
right now.
Yeah, and I don't think it will happen. We have way too much freedom. DR always been they already been under dictatorship. They've been under dictator democracy. We have way too much freedom over here. Like not like way too much freedom because obviously we still have things that we're restricted to at one point, but we have like the Second Amendment, even though like it's in and out with how people view it.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the yeah, it's one of the things that keeps like a government from like pressuring that much. Imagine if the rednecks were protesting with guns because they couldn't,
Ooh,
wear
papa.
a mask because they couldn't wear a mask. Imagine like what will happen if they try the same things that they would try in DR over here. Like they were mad about masks. Imagine what will happen if the government tries to like just overtake the because there's 50. Well, if you want to count the ones like surrounding the the
You got Hawaii allegedly,
yeah,
Puerto
yeah,
Rico
but yeah, that's what I'm
allegedly.
saying. Like you could let's say there's 48 states that are like
Right.
immediate right away. Uh, yeah, that's nearly impossible to like overtake to like a dictatorship. The U.S. hasn't had one, but we will see.
No, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you, big dog, because in the end of the day, I do see what you're saying, but it's not impossible, bro.
It's
We
not. No,
we
it's not.
we
It's never
we've
impossible.
seen I feel like situations like that on a very, very much smaller scale. And there, hey man, listen, we ain't passed the test then, and we ain't gonna pass the test at that point. You understand? That's just my humble opinion.
No, no,
Because
yeah, yeah.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, no. I was just gonna say like I mean at the end of the day that's what I was saying with the 48 states that can happen in one state, two states, but as soon as it's spreading, you get the division. That's when you get like probably the most I think that can happen is another civil war. That's been long coming. It's too divided to a point
I
that
mean, damn, bro,
you could
tú lo dices como no te apures. Just
no like it
worst case scenario, we gotta go to the
yeah,
store again.
yeah, man, like you just gotta know that it's coming because it's too divided. Like the ideals of the country are getting too divided into like one side to the other side. Once it gets to that point, once it stops being a country, one side is gonna try to overtake the other side, and then may the best side win. I'm not even
Oh
gonna
shit, man.
politic on that. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah. No,
complete
no, no.
different.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not, bro. I wouldn't want you to. But real quick, I love that you said that, bro. Because I broached a sentiment yesterday, man. And you probably seen it, you probably didn't. But bro, I felt the shit in my heart, bro, because I don't know if you could relate, but sometimes, bro, I just catch myself just coming and going anywhere, bro, just walking and like peeping the atmosphere, bro, and like, loco, la gente tan que like it's a good old day. And I mean, yo, bro, listen, it's not a bad attitude to have because I mean the latter of that is going ballistic, I guess, right? So I get it in that sense. But then you look at the scope of what we're looking at, it's like, wow, that's crazy. So what I want to ask you, my brother, so I had said something to the tune of, as people, we're putting more stock on the Instagram post than we are showing love to our the people in our immediate circles, whether friends, baby mothers, children, whatever. We not building a rapport with our immediates, but we on Instagram talking about some versus battle. So how do you and I just said that because that's the first thing that popped into my mind that recently happened on the gram that everybody was talking about. But shout out to the Dipset and the Locks, by the way. You ain't do too good, Dipset, but it was a good night for New York. I'll tell you what. But so how do you feel that like how do you receive that sentiment? Do you agree? Do you feel like are you neutral? Or you like I don't fucking I'm just on my end doing my thing? Like how do you because like I said, bro, like I just found myself really sitting down and looking just in my immediate surroundings at that time. And I'm just like, man, like people don't know what the fuck they're heading towards. And they're just like, okay. You know what
no,
I mean?
yeah,
So can you definitely give me a little bit of your opinion on that?
no. So yeah, on that, I usually try to make time for both. Like like during the weekends, either like Sundays, kind of like still like my family there. Like, like I try to like hang out. I always try to like, do as much as I can to like see the friends that I have and like, hang out with them because I know that's important, especially as a veteran where like, it's 22 suicides a day that, like I got friends going through it, like I'm not, I haven't felt like that, but I feel like if I don't reach out to them, then I'm going to their funeral, like I don't want to go to a funeral and be like,
Oh
hey man, how
yeah,
you
yeah.
doing? Like, oh good. And sometimes I have reached out and then, they're like, nah, I'm not doing good. And like just like that. And I'm like, first time it was a shocker for me because we're used to asking the question and we're expecting the person to say they're good, even if they're not. Because you
No,
don't like,
it's a certain bravado
yeah,
that has to come behind it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
you're never expecting somebody to tell you like, no, I'm fucked up. Like when you hear that, you're like, wait, what?
There's a chink in the armor, really?
Y-
Goddamn.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, you said the other word. Like, usually people say like, yeah, I'm fine or like I'm okay, even if like, they're not. But once you start hearing that, you're like, shit, maybe I should reach out a little bit more to this person, hang out with this person a little bit more, like obviously somebody people are not there for him. So or her. Uh but yeah, so because of that I have tried, I lost some of my friends through that too. So it's like I try to extend a hand as much as I can. And I mean, Instagram is I just feel like it gives you access to people, but it's not a real access. And that's a problem. Like you feel
Mm.
like you've seen the person and like a lot of people are getting attached to that. Like, oh, like, I see your post, I like your post, like it's like me seeing you. So I don't have to like reach out to you in like real life. So a lot of
Oh
people are
yeah.
getting used to that.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
No, a lot of people are
So
getting used to that.
my, what I want to, oh man, dude, I'm really happy that you're bringing up a lot of the stuff you're bringing up, dude. Man, so I love that you brought up the the suicide rate within that population. Definitely want to expound on that more. Definitely want to ask you some questions about your actual tenure. But right now, what I want to talk about is how true it is what you said, bro. Because like especially me personally, bro. Like I like to think that I've always been blessed with the ability to be able to talk to people. Without like very rarely, bro, am I like on some shy, um whatever you want to call it, timid. Like if just like how I reached out to you, bro. If I feel like it's some dope conversation or it's something that could be with the interaction, I'm gonna reach out. For even if I gotta do it first, if I gotta meet you 3/4 of the way, it's like, man, unless you tell me, yo, I'm good, or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna see that that interaction is made because we never know, man. Like literally, life be 90% interactions, bro. Like who you know, what you know, who you networking with, all of that. So, I say that to say that it's so true that we've not only resorted to kind of like being shy and antisocial, but and that's no diss to anybody that's antisocial, by the way. I know that's a real thing, and I'm not trying to speak lightly on it, but you know, we've almost also took Instagram like in a comment for yeah, I did my due diligence and asked this person if if their heart rate is still beating or how they feeling about some shit, and it's understandable because it's a hard ask. You know what I mean? Don't nobody know what's behind nobody four walls. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
but at the same time though I do feel like there's a disconnect in there's on one side it's like the one party's offended that the next party isn't reaching out, and then the next party's thinking the other party's funny because, and then it just becomes a whole like y'all playing all type of games and shit, and it's like when do we just come to the table and sit down in front of each other, And I feel like, especially now more than ever, bro, like that shit is so important, man. Like, one thing that I'm hearing a couple cats, talk a lot about is, having a plan, like actually sitting down with your significant other and your kids or your family, whoever you with, whatever, and like coming up with a plan because all we see is all type of headlines that, you know, years ago you would have thought you looking at a goddamn Photoshop picture. But no, these is real life motherfucking headlines. So in the end of the day, I just err on the side of, being ready, man, because it's like I said, when they shut down them doggone supermarkets, they showed us. They showed us what it is. They showed us how sweet they got us. When we couldn't go to motherfucking Mama Juana's for like a whole 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, they showed us. They showed us.
Unknown caller.
The toilet paper wars.
So, dude, they showed us, man. So, in the end of the day, like,
each other for paper toilets. What was the other one?
bro,
yeah,
I couldn't remember one item that was in excess, bro. Not one item. Usually, it'd be at least 2 aisles that is fully stocked at all times, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you one item that was in excess, bro.
It's crazy that people are fighting over it. That's like,
but you gotta understand, big dog, that's like conditioning though. Like it's almost like not only is it conditioning, but in a sense, it's kind of human nature, man. Like you think of if a person go hungry long enough, what is the next option? Cannibalism, right? So
yeah.
I'm not advocating, obviously. I mean,
no. But no,
I enjoy
that one right there is human nature. But like the other ones were like, you can literally sit back. Like if you don't go crazy, like it's a pandemic. Like things are still going on. Like, I don't
yeah.
I was looking at it like I was the guy in the sideline. Like, what's going on with the world? Why is everybody like even fighting for stuff?
Dude, and it's not, and then that's another thing. Like you saw fighting, bro. You saw looting. You saw all type of shit, bro. And it was all simultaneously happening, bro. It was like, dog. It was like if it was a news headline, bro, they would crunch all of that into one fucking headline, bro. Like it's like, oh yeah, they're robbing the Gucci store here. They need more vaccines over there. They need ventilators over there. It was like, bro, like, dude, like it was like the dealer in fucking Las Vegas just giving out the cards. You get that one. Oh, you get that one. Oh, I'm like, man, like, dog, and it's crazy because you being and I guess I speak for myself more than anything. You being a level-headed individual. You start to look like, man, do I have to start worrying about these cats that's wilding the fuck out? Because at that point, you start to ask yourself questions and then thoughts, and we ain't gonna go that much further than that, but it just goes to show that, it all counts. It all counts towards the bottom line. You know what I mean? So in the end of the day, I don't know, man. I'll just be disconnected, bro, because man, I mean, people gonna do what they do, man. But I would love to transition into that. Talking about your tenure, right? So how can you tell me a little about what the scope of your tenure was? Like how long? Maybe if you hit a rank or whatever the case may be. Like I said, keep in mind I'm speaking very ambiguously because I don't know dog shit about the service, but that's why we got a gentleman like yourself to teach us a thing or two.
Yeah, I mean, even if you are in the service, like like it's a completely different, atmosphere. Like Marine Corps, Army, like even our jobs are like, it could be the same job, but still.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like so like, but yeah, I did 4 years active, 1 year on the reserves, and then I went to boot camp. Then I went in the summer, May 2017.
Right.
Went over there. Worst and best summer because it's like experiences that I'll never like forget. But at the same time, it's like I spent a whole summer there. Not the best place to spend summer. I do not recommend. 1 star. Yeah, you get yelled at every day. Like it's hot, so you stink. Like the first 2 weeks, you stink. After that, you get used to it because you get like 30 seconds to shower, and you sweat all day, and you wear the same clothes for like you wear the same uniform every day. And then every Sunday you switch it to a new one. So yeah, you stink. But like after 2 weeks, you don't even smell it no more. Like you just get used to that's human nature. Once you get around a smoke for so long, you get used to it. So it's like,
Right.
so over there you spend 3 months. Um, like I said, it's pretty intense. You know, they trying to make it like war type, so you're able or like capable of
So you
like
could be on point, no?
surviving. Yeah, yeah. You're able to deploy,
Loco,
able to like.
imagínate, you can't be out here how people be out here in a regular knuckling up situation in acting like how people act out here in the fucking war zone. There's no my
No,
fault.
no, no,
I ain't mean to say you gotta be ready to go, man. Cause
no, no.
them dudes on the
Not only
other
that,
side
like
is looking.
the mental
Go ahead,
stress,
bro.
that goes in there. Yeah, the mental stress. They push that a lot. It was mostly mental. Like I thought it was gonna be physical, and I got physically. I
Ready.
was physically to another level. Like yeah, I was doing like 60 pull-ups before I went over there, and I thought it was. And I went over there, and I'm like, man, like I'm the same as this guy doing 10 pull-ups because
Hey, let
they
me
didn't
tell you,
care
bro, se
if
te
it's
nota,
50.
loco.
Yeah,
Se te
no,
nota, loco. I
thank you.
gotta get on your level, bro. Man, you said you're doing
They
some
were
personal training, right? I might be one of your customers, man. Cause goddamn, I need to get right, big dog. But go ahead,
later
I'm
on.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah. No, but it was more mental. They push you to your limit. They didn't care. Like you could do, or you could do 100. You're gonna do 101. This person can do 10. Make him do 11. Like it was to test your mental strength, your mental ability. Because we had what like two guys that wanted to kill themselves in my platoon because the mental stress was too much for them. But those are the guys they try to weed out. Those are the guys they want out. They don't want those guys because like those guys go to war, and some guys make it through the cracks. Like they notice that it's a game, and they can as long as they follow the orders, they're gonna get away with it. So those guys are dangerous. They go to war. They start panicking over there. They start feeling depressed. It's bad. It's like
And
it's war.
hey,
The
man,
enemy is not
hey,
gonna treat
man,
you nice.
as cutthroat as that seems, bro. Like it's crazy that it really be that way, bro. Like that would be a detriment to the whole squad,
Yeah.
and it's
Imagine
crazy, bro.
if they're guarding a post and they're going through their own shit and they're going through depression, they're going through like not only like depression, there's a lot of people who are depressed in the military, but they're functional. There's a difference between being like depressed and functional and then being depressed and like, yeah, I don't want to like even move. Like, that's a kind of because there's a
That's a
lot of people
different
like
level,
anywhere you
Papa.
find.
Hmm. That's a
Yeah,
different
there's
level
a
of
and
depression,
you know
bro.
what I'm talking about. Like when you say like functional, there's people that are
Que
depressed,
como quieran
but they're
pueden
functional. They
trabajar.
go to their job. Yeah, they go to their job. They're functional, and then there's people that once they get depressed, are like, that's it. I'm dropping everything. Like I'm dropping the bag. So imagine one of those people are guarding a post one day, like they just like
Man,
out in the air, and now you got whole enemy.
they're going they're
You
gonna
get the
end
enemy
everybody, man, just
come in, and
because.
then that's it. Like it's over for everybody. For the whole base, it's over just because one person was not mentally fit enough to like even be guarding a post, but they somehow ended out over there. So we try to weed out those people. So that's I think that's like one of the main purpose of boot camp, like getting you fit for that. And then after that, you get your 10-day vacation, come back, see your family. You haven't seen them in 3 months. Over there, all you do is write letters. So even seeing the clock was like huge. It was a huge thing, man. Like
Really?
I never thought it was gonna be hype over watching. Yeah, I saw the clock and I'm like, oh man, like, I went out to the boys like, hey man, I know the time, like it's 3 p.m. like or like over there 1500. They're like, what? You saw where you saw it? I was like, I passed by
You
this
can't even
clock
ask no
when I was
questions, boy. You gotta know what that shit mean, man. You gotta be like, yes,
yeah yeah no
loco,
no no. You don't even
nah,
get to
boy,
tell your
boy.
shit wrong. Everything is counted down. Uh, while you're doing anything, everything is being told. You're being told what to do, when to do it, how long you get to do that for. So if it's your boots, they give you about 20 seconds, but it's 20 seconds in their time. It's like 1918, 1900. All right, you didn't do it, place them
And
out.
they could really count
Do it
down
again.
that fast too, and not get it, not
Oh
mess
no,
up.
yeah, no, they get used to it. Like yeah, that's a practice. You do in practice, they count down crazy. And then if they mess up, they always skip. So they don't usually mess up, but when they when they do it, I used to hate it because they'd be like 1918. 10. Like what the yo, you just skip like from 7 to 10, like
Yo,
17
that's
to 10. Like
hilarious.
no, you just kill seven
So,
7 seconds. Like so yeah, like
man,
I mean, and then after that you go to Marine combat training. You get your 10 days. You get to see your family for 10 days. You know, now you get to like you kind of like you get out like a robot. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I felt like I was a robot. And everybody was telling me like, "Oh, you're in the military." Like everybody was telling me, I was like, "How you know?" I was like, I could tell. Like I'm like, damn. Like I'm really that obvious. I was wearing regular
but
clothes, and
but
everybody was just like,
but
"You're in the
listen,
military."
Papa,
It's just like that.
just
That
like
robot.
it's a
Like
just like it's a group of people telling you about that, it's people that is so out of touch with discipline and actually having structure that to them that's such a larger than life concept. It's to me it's hilarious that what I just said, because it's just like, man, like to them it's almost like, man, there's a person that actually has this much discipline and displays it and shows it, and it's crazy, bro. I mean, we don't think too much on it, but I think of it every now and then, like, man, that's crazy how that shit works, bro.
yeah, I mean, they turn you into a robot. It's not like everybody says it like, oh, they brainwash you. I think they brainwash you to do certain things, like to act now. Like I don't tremble when I gotta like, I don't freeze up if I have to act. I think I'm brainwashed to that extent. But like to think, I still have my own personal views and stuff because everybody say, oh, you're brainwashed. And I'm like, I'm going to college, and I'm like, I'm doing fine in college. Writing papers, I've done
Yeah,
better
but you
now.
gotta understand, bro. It's such a small-minded world out there, big dog. It's like people will see a movie and be like, "Yeah, you're that person now. Like you just became motherfucking Forrest Gump out of nowhere somehow." And it's like, bro, like what? And that's but look. I had to cough. Yeah, it was a real smooth, like trying to laugh and cough. Whatever though. Listen, but this is why at Hustle and Smoke we reach out to all demographics, because we need to break these molds, man. It's like, in the end of the day, like, you a level-headed individual, right? So you'll look at something like that and you just, hey man, nah, this is just what it is. This is what it's not. Now the next person, they liable to start fighting behind some shit like that, or they liable to get offended. And it's like, man, like, you know, uh, a little compassion always goes a long way, is what I'm saying. You understand what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
it's wicked, bro. It's wicked. So what I wanted to ask you is, to kind of continue on, how what if you had to classify yourself, where you stood in the spectrum? Did you stand in the spectrum of wet behind the ears, discipline wasn't necessary there, so the Marine was like a huge wake up call? Was it like you already kind of had that with you, so you just enhanced it when you got out there? Can you kind of speak a little on that, like
I mean, yeah,
you personally?
yeah, yeah. No, I kind of like had some of the discipline already through basketball, baseball. I played baseball, and like baseball, we used to pretty much get hazed, but it was in DR, so like
Oh
like
yeah,
they're
oh
pushing
yes
you
sir,
to
yes
make
sir.
it. Yeah, they're trying to push you to make it.
And
But
they
that's
didn't
how
even
we got
call it
hazed.
hazing, man. They call it being your friend over there, probably, man.
Oh no, no, no,
No, man,
yeah,
we
yeah,
fuck
no,
with you, man.
no, no. The coach was hazing us. Like he was like, I didn't know like that
Oh,
was
no me
hazing us.
diga,
Like
bro. Diablo.
yeah, like I didn't know it was hazing till I came over to the States, and then they're like, yeah, like
We the only one that
like
use that
that's
word,
hazing.
bro.
Like
We
yeah,
don't.
like huh?
Only in America. Only in America do they
Yeah,
use that word,
and,
hazing.
over there was training. You're training.
Oh,
And boot camp, it was the same thing. Like that, he was batting from like when he got mad, he was batting right next to us. And if it hit you in the chest and you went down, like, hey man, you should have paid attention. But he was doing it because he
oh
was getting
shit.
mad. So like, yeah, it was that kind of level. So if it hit you in the mouth and it broke it, like, hey, you should have.
And listen, man, I'm not gonna put this on you, man, but I know in the Dominican house I grew up in, moms was not shy about beating my ass, boy.
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
boy,
No,
look at here, man.
that
I got my boy. That's what taught me discipline, man. I knew I was getting the shit kicked out of me real fast if I fucked up.
yeah, no, quick.
Not
You
obviously,
can't.
hey man, I love moms, man. By the way, hey, shouts out to moms. She came out here she was out here just the other day, man. I fucking miss her like a motherfucker, man. Shouts out to moms though, man. Love you, mom. But I ain't putting moms out there to be a monster, but like I said, man, when it was time to get that ass whooping, man, boy, I got like three of
That
them at
yeah, I mean that
once.
definitely helped.
You know what I
That
mean?
definitely helped.
And so what you're saying is basically to bring it back is that basically you was yet and still disciplined what before the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I mean, most sports tend to do that. Like, like especially if you have a good coach. My coach did that, but he had a reasoning behind it. He wanted us to like stop
Yeah, oh
playing
yeah.
around and joking around. Like, hey, this is a game. Like, what you put out in practice, you're gonna see in the game. And we used to get those kind of like treatments because we started goofing around. And then I saw that in the military when I went to boot camp. The same thing. You started, they caught you goofing around, and it's like they'll fuck you up. They got you and they smoked you. Why? Because you're gonna be put in a real life scenario, and you might wanna learn and do it the right way while you're in training. The more you like, what was the word is, the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. So that's huge.
That's
That could be
heavy.
translated.
That's
Yeah, it could be
heavy.
translated like any scenario, like just in life. The more you put out, the more sweat you put out, behind the scenes, the less you're gonna like bleed outside when it's time to like put up the action. So
Absolutely, I agree.
so to me, yeah, like obviously it was a lot more stricter because that's like it's the military, so they're trying to like
Logo.
everything's kind of down. I had kind of like the ability at least to tie my shoes when I was playing baseball or basketball. But in the military, yeah, everything was calmed down and everything was, like certain way. Everything had to be like tied to the left, a certain way, like everything, yeah. So everybody all the same, everybody dressed the same. So what they're trying to do is take away the individual. That's what like, the whole process of boot camp. We are all individuals. We're all like, and it's not to strip everything away from you that you become like, hey, he's just like me. Like I became friends with rednecks that I never thought like I never saw myself being friends with a country person. That was a city boy. Even though I lived in DR, I was still like a city boy. Like the way I grew up, like as a New Yorker, I was still a city boy. So
Right.
like you know, becoming friends with you strip away the music, the social net, like social place in boot camp, and then you see like, hey man, this person is cool. Like but you will never like outside of boot camp, you will never coexist because oh he likes country, I like like hip hop. This person likes like
It might
oh
be a
they're
religious barrier there. It
yeah
might be a
religious
bunch of other
barrier. You
things.
don't have none of that. Like you just this person who's next to you who's like going through
And
the same thing that you're going through.
and let me ask you, Big Dog, would you say that that was strictly in efforts to prepare you for the worst case scenario? Because I do understand, and like I said, man, this is gonna be a real cliche motherfucking saying that I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So, if you go to war, right? Let's say, and you got a team of guys, and they're all on different wavelengths mentally. Who's gonna lead? Who's gonna watch the back? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna roll over? You understand what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
and I say that to say, you know, I could see where conditioning to that degree is imperative because in the end of the day, you guys gotta prepare for that, and you guys gotta be on the same time because the
yeah,
minute one of
definitely.
y'all are on a different time, look what you it's just like you said not too long ago. If my buddy to the left want to off himself and he got to watch a post, man, you liable to think, man. Now, not only do we have to account for that potential body, but now we got to account for the potential bodies that's in the vicinity on the same team as them. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
yeah.
do you agree in that maybe it was for or it was for that reason, or was it just that's just the Marine Corps? That's what you
No,
was gonna get.
it is. No, it is for that purpose. You wanna what is it? Your strongest. It's your weakest link. Why am I forgetting the word?
I think
Your
your weakest
weakest
link is the
link.
strongest. No, it is the
Hmm?
strongest or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. Something around those lines because oh no, you're just as you're as
You're
strong
just
as your
as
weakest
strong
link.
as
As your
yes,
weakest
sir.
link,
There you
and
go. There you
that
go,
is
Papa.
that comes from the military because it's like if your weakest link is not strong or it cannot you cannot depend on your weakest link, there's a problem. There's a leak. and the ship will, it just takes that small hole for a whole ship, giant ship to sink. A small little hole like that will take down a whole ship because you're just as strong as your weakest link. So that's what it comes down to. So yeah, I agree. Like it's mostly because of that, and another one too, like you get to spend time with people. So at the end of the day, if you go out, you're not even thinking about war. You're thinking about watching out for your buddy. That's one thing that I learned. That I was like, man, like if I gotta watch him, I don't even care about the whole Marine Corps, the whole war. I'm there to watch my buddy because you become so close. And like when you go through shit with other people, when you go through like really tough situations and stressful, you become really connected with people. Like you get to see, it's like I said, like you take away like the social groups, like like, oh, he likes country, I like hip hop, I'm a city
The
boy.
barriers
He's
is
from
just
the
not there
country.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, so you start realizing like, oh, this person is mad cool. Like like I can't believe we weren't friends before. Like like you get best friends that you're like, damn, like I never even saw myself like even coming close to somebody like this. But I got friends, man, that from Kentucky, like like freaking people that I would never like hang out with, like outside of the military. But I wasn't,
Bro,
there. I was like, man, this is cool ass dude. Like like yeah, he rides horses and wears his cowboy hat, but like he's cool as hell.
and dog, it's so dope that you say that because I kind of say the same thing with Hustle and Smoke, man. Because like honestly, bro, like I definitely, it's times where I reach out to people, just like I did, yourself, and it's times that people reach out to me. But in the end of the day, man, it's like um um it's people that I've had on my on Hustle and Smoke, bro, that I promise you, man, like it's like, okay, I may have been on the same train as them, but I got off on the first stop and they got off on the last. That's how the difference is. But when you look past that, bro, it's a beautiful thing because, man, like I said, man, we went to, I think we graduated high school together, man. I'm sure that's how I know you, or
Yeah,
whatever the case
Hills.
may be.
I remember
Uh,
you, Hills.
yeah,
I
come
have
on,
good
man.
memory.
So,
Yeah.
in the end of the day, man, it's like, we're placed in. Damn, hold up. I need a second to gather the. Man, hey, this seltzer, man, this seltzer is doing what it's supposed to do. Hey, peoples, if y'all see this magic seltzer passion fruit, hey,
It's only in
do right,
Oregon.
do right. Hey, man, it's doing it,
They
man.
have it outside
But
of Oregon, or you can order or
nah,
something.
so honestly, I actually don't know that much. I do think they're definitely based in Oregon. They might have if I had to guess, maybe they're doing some things in Colorado. Just mostly any companies that like have operations outside of Oregon as well. They're solely in like recreationally legal states. So like Cali,
Uh,
Washington, um, Vegas, places like that. So I don't know. Don't put it on me because I don't know. Hey man, but hey, listen. When I have these guys on the podcast, we could ask them. It's all good. We're gonna
yeah,
find it
definitely.
out. Thank you, man. You gave me. I'm gonna write down that question for them, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But damn man, what I was trying to say is, it's so important to network, bro. Like man, we went to the same high school, man, but if it wasn't for me reaching out for the Hustle and Smoke, it'd be like, hey man, I know this guy's doing some dope shit, and I'm probably doing some dope shit on mine. I ain't gonna brag now, but that's all it would be, and it'd be like, yeah, yo, that's love, that's what's up, bro. I throw love everywhere, man, because it's like, why not?
Yeah,
We
that's
all
how
got
I
it.
do.
But in the end of the day, like, because of this platform that I'm creating and I'm continuously building on, I'm talking to people like yourself. I'm talking to this one dude, he from Cali. He my on Instagram it's Yamos 420. He's a real different dude, man, but dope brother though. Once I sat down with him, I was like, man, like this dude is like a 60-year-old in like a 22-year-old's body. This dude is just full of energy. Yo, we vibing, bro, and it's like, man, I, like I said, we were on the same train, but I got off on the first stop. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
how crazy it is. But you know, it's a lot of reward in breaking that and being mentally open to receiving that different person, you know, those different group of people. And you know, it's a beautiful thing once you actually sit back and like look at it. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to say that because I definitely agree to what you was putting down on that, bro.
I agree. It's definitely like I don't know, like now with the veterans, it's like the biggest age group gas that I got. You know, like I became president of the Veterans Club for Queens College.
Oh,
So
that's
like
fire.
yeah,
Congrats,
so
bro.
like thank you.
El
But
licenciado. No, bro, I already knew I was saying that, man. I'm like, no, tu
yeah,
licenciado aquí. Oh.
no, but you know, like
Let me find out you doing taxes
from
on the
there,
low, bro. Stop playing.
from there, man, yeah, from there, I freaking met a lot of people. You know, I met like I hang out with guys who are like, you know, like 40, 50 years old. Guys who are like, I mean, I'm the youngest in the group, like no matter what. I'm like, that's
There's so
crazy.
much game there,
I
bro.
became
Oh
like
man.
the I became like the youngest in the group, and I like they always laugh, like, man, like you're, and I'm like, I'm always talking, like, you know, like with these guys I've been through like 8 wars, like, you know, they were in the
Nah, they
military
got
when like
scars. They got
nine
scars,
eleven
man.
happened, you know, and like when 9/11 happened, they tell me like all the stories. I like listening because I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like you're alive, man. You're alive for a reason. Because I'm like, they were just pumping them back. Like they'll come back, see their family, and say, hey, let's go. We gotta go back. And I'm like, damn. Like my enlistment wasn't like that. Like my enlistment was like, oh, we, you know, we got a war. Can I go? Like, please, like, put me on it. Because like there's nothing like going on. Like I signed up with Syria going on, but Syria went out. It got calmed down. Afghanistan kind of like started, but it like calmed down as well. But they were being pumped out. They like their mental health was they didn't care around. I think they started caring a little bit more after like 2009, 2010. I don't know what happened, but some not a bill, but like you know there was too many like it came to the attention of the government, so they kind of like
Oh
started
shit. Ah,
giving you
bueno.
that like six
No hay que
months to
decir
eight
más,
months.
loco.
Yeah, so that was like, hey, 6 to 8 months deployments. You come back, you get like one or two. You know, you get your time off before we pump you out again. Back then, they were pumping them out like you know, like it was not even a break. So their mental health was off. Like that's why a lot of people are like, oh, you went to the military, you know, like because they have that mentality of like seeing how some of their friends, their older friends, came out. You know, you see a lot of people that oh, and you're like, oh, they went to the military and they're like a little off.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
not that they're
Eso
off.
da duro, bro. Eso da duro.
It's that they didn't get enough time to like gather. You know, like their mental.
Process.
They were being yeah, they were being just pumped out. So you know, it's you, seeing that and coming over here, your mind is not there. It's not. It's unfortunate. You know, like any
No,
shady
no, no,
stuff. Like
bro. Eso algo heavy, loco. Because, like you just said, man, you know, and it's not like these people, they're not off, bro. Because I know some of these cats, man. Some of these cats frequent my business, bro. The business that I work for, rather. Hey, let me not, hey, not yet. We gonna own our business soon, though. Hey, watch out, baby. We're gonna do something soon. But you know, where I work at, you know, they frequent the place, and I've had some of the best conversations with these people. And it's like, man, like it's just a level of, like you said, bro, they didn't have that time, bro. Like as people, bro, we need time. And
yeah,
you
you
know,
need time
you
to
jump into those situations, there's no time, baby.
yeah, you need time
It's
to
1500 or nothing.
yeah,
But now,
clips and stuff.
so you know, what I wanted to ask you is shit, give me a second for it to come back, man. So now what's so through I know you say you mentioned that you're the president through the Queens College and stuff. Um do you did you do any other type of like because to me that's almost like you could call that like community outreach in a sense, you know, because you did the service and you know you were a part of the presidency there and stuff. So like I said, I'm sure that you also classified as like a you know you what I you on do you get it? Did I lose
Yeah,
you, bro,
yeah,
or
yeah.
not? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I
So
know, yeah.
you know you mentioned did you do any other community work through your service? Like can you talk a little bit about like any like did you do any drives or anything like that? Or were you part of any like
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
always.
know
I
what I mean? Yeah.
always try, like, I mean, but that's my persona. I always try to, like, jump into the community. What can I do to the community? Like, that's one of the reasons I joined the military. Like, I wanted to do something bigger than myself. So I'm always trying to, like, look for things to do. So in the military, I did, like, a lot of community service. So, like, you volunteer for that. You don't get nothing out of that. You don't get paid extra. You don't get nothing. It's just
No seguro.
basically like, hey, you get volunteer hours, but you need like 1,000 hours before you can even get like anything out of it. But
Oh,
yeah, I
sheesh.
did
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah, I did from I did one of the most fun I had, most fun in my life. It was a senior prom that I did. It was for this nursing home for all the old people in the nursing home, and then like we just went over there dressed up,
Oh, that's
or I dressed
fire.
blues, and they had like they put the guys with the older ladies and stuff, like like they were like, oh, this is gonna be mine, and
Right.
they were like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
dressed
yeah.
up in their wheelchair, like it was such a like I don't know, like different moment, like vibing with them and seeing them so happy because they're like over there depressed, in the nursing home. They're like one of them is like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
one
Almost
of them
thrown
was
to
telling
the
me like
side, really, bro,
I don't get business.
by their
I
families.
barely I barely get business and stuff. One of them kissed me like in the neck, like she was like, "Come over here, let me tell you something." And she's like, If I was younger, I was like, I was laughing because I'm like, yo,
Oh man,
she's a
oh
player.
man,
I was
oh
like,
I know
yo,
you
like,
was cleaning up, boy. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So I was like, no, like
Yes,
that's
yes,
crazy.
yes, yes.
She still got
Already
game.
know.
Like that was so crazy. I had not seen that one coming. But yeah, like and we were dancing, like they were having fun. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like like seeing them, like we think of them like they're like older, so they don't want like they don't know how to have fun. But it's just that like they don't get the opportunity no more. People don't reach out. People don't make that space for them. So
Right,
like
right, right.
that,
No, definitely not.
for community service, I got that. Other ones were like cleaning out the beach, cleaning out the parks. I love those because I hate passing by a park and it's just like trashed out. Like so. Most of my community service were around that, cleaning out
Oh,
parks.
that's fire,
Uh,
bro.
what's it called? I think yeah, handing out water for the kids. Some little kids marathon. So I was handing out water.
Okay,
Like
okay. Look at you.
so
A
yeah, yeah,
philanthropist.
I
Yes,
done
sir.
a lot of that. But yeah, most of my community service were mostly around cleaning out beaches, cleaning out parks. As I probably did like 30 or 40 of those. And even here now, I still try to like find out who's doing them. So I'm like, hey, I'll join. Like, uh, there's a club that after COVID it kind of like paused down, but it was about like environmental health in Queens College as well too. I became the vice president of that club later on, but it kind of like got canceled out because like they didn't
Oh,
have the
that's
funds and like
damn, bro. Look at you.
yeah.
This dude. Your resume
So
is
I was vice
insane,
president of
B.
that club. It was Save the World from ATC. What was Assess? So Assess stand for like the A in the front and the Z at the end. Where like and then the SES is Save the World from A to C. Like
Oh, that's
put it
fire.
into
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah,
acronym.
yeah.
So like we did a lot of like drives like that, cleaning out like the neighborhood, going out, handing out socks for the homeless and stuff during like the winter, stuff like that. We just donated, like because people, as like I said, people don't see those people no more. The homeless is another problem too. That people act like they're a different set of individuals, and they're like they're like us, like they just went through a dark, different
Yeah, man. And real
wow, and
quickly,
like
go
shit
ahead,
in
go ahead.
life
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
hit them, like life just hits different for everybody. Not everybody has that support when you go through that, dark route, that or wrong trail.
Absolutely, bro. What I wanted to add to that real quickly is, where I currently reside right now, in Portland, it's just what you said, bro. That the homelessness is rampant, bro. Like, people's got camps set out in the streets, bro. And what I was kind of, me and we was networking it not too long ago. I haven't tapped in with him. I'm gonna tap in with you soon, brother. I ain't gonna say your name, but I'm gonna tap in with you soon. But what I was kind of planning to put together is get a couple 6 packs, whatever, get a couple joints, and like literally go to some of these camps that they call them camps, and it'll literally be just a bunch of tents set up in the sidewalk, and like go to like these camps that are actually keeping the area clean, even though we know the situation. At least, they're doing a part to not like, yeah, I'm here, but at least I'm keeping the shit clean so
Yeah,
everybody could
yeah,
just come and go. So, go to those camps and, pass them joints, man. Like, yo, hey, thank you for keeping a clean camp. I don't got too much bread right now, so I can't give you no bread, but hey, this joint is on me. I know y'all smoking. Shit, I'm
yeah.
smoking too. I ain't got no shit to say about it. Here you go. Or give them a 6-pack. Like, yo, hey, break off whatever you gotta break off. Y'all did a good job here. To me, like I said, I ain't 5-6 figures deep. But to me, that's the least I could do because, like I said, man, it's a real fucked up situation to be in. But you would want a level of because you can't force understanding or compassion on anyone out there. But it's
Yeah.
got to be a level of joie ne sais quoi. Like, man, like, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? I could do this much. Just like you pass around the collection plate, like, hey, I know people's putting envelopes in, but I'll put this dollar because that's what I have to give. You know what I'm saying? So,
That'll go a long way too.
of course, bro. Like I said, man, these people, you could tell like they disenfranchised folk, man. Like, I take the train every day, bro. I as much as I, whatever, fuck it. I'll be among the people. I'll be among them. You know what I'm saying? And even though, if I see some real crazy shit, I'm moving to the other side because that ain't none of my business. But, I still see it. Like I said, man, some of the best conversations I've had is with people that were either homeless vets that, they just, it wasn't no love for them, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I don't know enough to really speak on that too much, but, just homeless people that are homeless. Like, it goes a long way to be a human, before anything. And just, you don't have to be chumming it up with everyone, but if you
No,
could,
empathy.
if you could say something simple and lighten up a situation, why the fuck not say it? The fuck, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? At the end of the day, people gonna remember you, and it's gonna be, and that's how it really be, man. Because I'm constantly faced with situations where people will tell me like, "Oh, you that person that I don't remember this person, but for some reason they remember me."
and that's
So that's
understandable.
how it be though. You know what I mean? So I definitely very much agree with that. It's important, bro, because we could all be there collectively
Yeah,
at the same
yeah,
motherfucking time. And
yeah,
when you gonna want some compassion, it ain't gonna be none for you because you ain't give it.
yeah.
And that's how
Full
really be, man.
well. And
So
just getting from one person is, like you're like, oh, I'm seeing. That's one of the things that, like, when I was talking to a homeless person in one of the drives, it's like I was asking them, like, what is one of the things that you missed, like anything that you missed? Because I thought like it was more like material, like, oh, maybe they missed a jacket, maybe I could buy them a jacket. But he was like, he told me like I miss being seen, and I'm like, yo, that shit hit me because I'm like, he missed being seen.
yeah, yo, it'd be crazy. You
That's
you could
crazy,
walk the
man. Like,
street and see it, man. It's like,
he's
you
like, yo,
know,
I miss being seen. Like, that's the only thing I miss from like not being homeless. Because when I was not homeless, I felt like people looked at me. Like, if I walked somewhere, people try to at least look at me and acknowledge me. Now people try to avoid me because they see me in the street, asking for money. So people try to, like, and even when they drop money, they don't see me. They just drop the money and keep it moving. Now it's like, wow, that's deep, like just being
damn,
seen.
that is deep, bro. That is deep. And it like I said, man, you can't force compassion on anyone. And
No, you can't.
that to me, it's like, man, like, I'm not exuding a crazy amount of energy trying to, like, you know, reach a hand or whatever the fuck. So why not? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, I've just like I've reached a hand. I have had people that have reached a hand towards me and I needed it. So why, at the end of the day, we paying it forward in life in almost everything we do, man. Because just
Yeah,
like if you walk around thinking everything is sweet and you could get away with A, B, C, and D, man, the back end is gonna show you just what it is, And same thing with you know, you're a gentleman like yourself. You're devoting time to certain different causes. You know, you advocating for A, B, C, and D, whatever. You gonna see, bro. Life is gonna just keep on blessing you, man. And now that I said that, I want to speak on this Utah journey of yours, man. Because let me tell you, bro, you definitely was in the belly, man. Like you was in the mountains, bro. And you know, I've been staying in Oregon for like a year, almost a little under 2 years at this point, and I've never ever been by the mountains, bro. I'm terrified of the motherfucking mountains, bro. So,
That's actually on my list. Oregon.
oh
I'll swing
man, yo,
by one
dude.
of these days.
Oh shit, you know, hey man, all you gotta do is reach out, bro. It's all love, man. You already know,
Definitely,
bro.
definitely.
But what I, you know, cause and like I said, I'm terrified, bro. So can you speak a little about what exactly you was doing out there? You know, how was it? Can you speak on the landscapes? Like, go ahead and give your 2 cents, my brother.
No, for Utah was like I don't know, like something just different. Like there were so many like landscapes and areas you could go from like kind of like almost seeing snow to like just complete desert.
Sand
Uh,
dunes.
yeah, sand dunes. That like the desert too. Like you get it and uh the wash white trail that we did. That was pretty much the desert, man. It was nothing but sand. It was 125 degrees. That's the desert. Like people just
Bro,
don't
how'd you
see it like that,
survive?
but yeah, I mean, yeah,
How, how'd you
hydrated.
survive? Oh, hydrated. Okay.
Hydrated. Yeah, I mean, I've been to the Mojave Desert before. I trained. I did 6 months there, and like it was a lot of
Oh
good
yeah,
stuff.
that was amateur hour to you then. That was
Yeah,
amateur
so
hour.
it was like I'd spend 6 months living over there when you only got every 2 weeks you got one shower. So like things like that. So like once you going
And was it a
over.
30-second shower? Did they time that
Oh
shower
no
as
no no
well?
no no! Once you're already out of basic, like yeah, I forgot to say that, but like once you're off basic and after like combat training, uh, everything else is like a regular job, but like you're in a salary job. So like if there's work to do, you're gonna be there until work is
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
But you have a regular job, like you go in the morning, come out, when work is done, usually in the
Okay, I
evening,
see what you're saying.
yeah, and then the weekends you get them off unless you have duty. But you get the weekends off, so you go out and party off base. As long as you don't get no trouble, because that's another thing too. You get double trouble for everything. If you get in trouble outside, just know you're getting in trouble inside. So with the law, so
No te
it's gonna be
cuidado.
that
Yeah, yeah,
double,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yes, Lord. Yes,
it's
Lord.
that double dagger. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's like for my father. I get that. I just like exploring stuff. Like I'm like I don't
Dog,
know.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
not like I have that explorer in my stuff. So I have to go to places. I've been to 26 states now. So I'm trying to hit that 50. Almost there.
Wow.
Almost there.
Oh
Getting
shit,
there.
that's
Halfway
crazy,
there.
bro. I've only been to like 4, bro.
Yeah.
Outside of
Nah.
New York, only been to 4, bro. That's crazy. So
Even
you
New
just
York,
so you
man.
so you was just like, oh, let me just go to Utah.
Yeah, one of my friends, he came over. He's like, "Yo, I'm going to Utah. You trying to come?" I was like, "You know what? Yeah, let's do it." Because like sometimes it's that too.
Ooh,
Like
that's
not everybody
dope,
likes
bro.
doing it. Not everybody likes getting in there.
Oh
Like people want to
yeah.
travel. They want to go to a nice spot and stay at a hotel, and then like
Nice spot.
take
Are you kidding me, bro?
yeah.
Utah's a nice spot, bro. It's
No,
just
no, but I'm
people
talking
don't
about
know
like
about it. I
I'm
know,
talking about
like a
like they want to go.
Miami.
No, not but not only that. If they go to Utah, they want to stay at a hotel and like live the actual like nature. Like go inside,
Oh yeah, you're right.
hiking,
You're right.
post up. Like my friend and I, we
They
had
stay downtown.
hammocks and stuff. Yeah, we slept outside a couple of times. We stayed. I think it was like 3 nights out of the 6 nights that we were there in hotels, and then the other 3 nights were outside. We were out hiking, and then the nights coming down, we had to like look for a place to camp out that's safe, and then that's it. Then keep it moving next
That's
day.
fire, bro. And how do you decide if a camp if somewhere to camp is safe? Because I'm in
Honestly,
Oregon now. I might need to know that shit.
yeah, like uh, the parks over here are pretty good with that. They usually have like campsites. That's the most of the parks I've been to. If you look it up on Google, they will show you like their campsites, or you could go to like the biggest park, and the biggest park is gonna have some kind of like directory or like stuff for visitors. The visitor center, you go to a visitor center, they usually have that. They have that pamphlet or something that directs you kind of like, hey, you can camp over here. We recommend here, here, here. Uh, Speaking from DR, you don't have that in DR, so in DR you just gotta figure it out if you're not gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah,
attacked
literally.
or something by some kind of animal. But here they're pretty good with that. That's one thing, So we just usually camped out. We could have camped out like go out, but that's a little bit too risky, especially if I don't have like any kind of weapon. I'm not trying to like figure out if
No,
it's gonna be
seguro.
like a mountain lion or wolf. Because inside now you got some wolves over there. The whole time I was like, man,
Yo,
like it's like man, like
dude,
the
and
wolf
that's
gonna pop
crazy
by.
because bro. Let me tell you, I did my first hike, bro. Loco, yo me quería tirar, bro, from wherever I was at, bro. Because my thought was, right, my lone thought was like, dude, hold up. I'm only halfway done with this hike right now. Bro, it was a 5 hour hike, bro.
You
My
gotta start with
first
the
hike was
beginners.
low.
Yeah, you gotta start with the beginners, man. Uh,
Bro, duh, bro. I was
I don't
like,
know.
dog, I was gassed.
I don't know if you have the app or All Trails. That's a great app for hikers.
Which one?
All Trails. It's called All Trails,
Uh
like all the trails.
ALL trails.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look
great
them up.
app. Great app for hikers. Like it gives you like if it gives you the
Oh, I
intensity of
see
the
it right
hike,
here. Uh-huh.
the distance, where you're expected to see animals, everything, like pretty much everything. Like if you're going to one of those crazy hikes that you might think you could get lost, you know how to do the topograph maps. You can download that and have that, you know,
Oh,
into the
that's
app. You can download it.
fire.
So
And
like
you know
that.
how to fuck with that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't used one in a long time because like most of the hikes are pretty like you know straight
And
there. There's one that I didn't download the thing, but I thankfully I had my watch. I have a Garmin watch, and I had to literally use the the freaking why am I
no le
forgetting
digas.
the why am I forgetting the word for north south east
Oh, the
uh
compass. The
the
compass.
compass. I had to use it. Thankfully, the Garmin has that, and I had to use it. I had to go south. I was like, oh man, there was a hurricane, so the hurricane destroyed all the trails, so you don't know where you were at one point. Like you lost
Damn,
sense
bro,
over
that's
like
deep.
yeah. So that never happened to me. That was a place I was like, damn, like I really don't know where I'm at right now, like where I got myself into. So I'm like, all right. So I went up north. I've been going north. If I go south, I'm gonna reach at one point the street. So
Right.
I just kept going south, south, south. So I reached the street. Then from the street, I was like 3 miles down from where I parked. So I was like, all right, just walk along the street till I get there because I already recognized where I was at. I was like, all right, I came from this area, so like let me just head to my car. So
Right.
that's one of the things to keep in mind. Like not I never thought about that. I was like, man, a hurricane or like if you get a hurricane, you might want to like look at or take something that you're gonna recognize, leave marks or something, because you never know. Like that happened like I think it was like 2 weeks before I went there. That hurricane is not when I was there, but it destroyed the area and didn't get fixed. So I don't know if they even fixed it now, but it destroyed the trail, so you didn't even know. Like you started and it looked good, and then like you kept going, and then like where the heck am I?
Wow, dog. So what did you eat while you were over there? And while you were camping and shit, did you guys have like kindling and shit to like start fires and shit?
we got we got a lot of trail mix. We got trail mix. We got Chef Boyardee. Like I mean, you gotta
Diablo,
warm up.
bro. Sin
Yeah,
microwave, loco. Diablo.
yeah, no, you
What a
heat it up a little
savage.
bit. You heat it up. You set up a small campfire.
Oh, okay,
You
okay,
put it
okay.
over. You heat it up a little bit. Like I mean, I'm used to eating. My friend and I, we both. He was in the Marine Corps too, so like we're used to eating like MREs. The meals ready to eat thing that
Yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
military gives. That shit tastes like shit. So once you are used to that, like Chef Boyardee, man, I eat that cold
That's a
any day.
five
Like
course, huh? That's a
yeah,
five
like
course
that,
meal.
that's man, me having that out on the field, I'm like, been way worse than this. I
Yo,
eat
that's
shit way
crazy,
worse
man.
than
That's
this.
crazy how that shit
So
works,
like,
man.
yeah, so like, we got like trail mix, Chef Boyardee. We got snacks and stuff, small snacks like jerky and stuff like that. Jerky we try to keep away when we're camping outside. So we kept more like snacks and stuff like that. Like yeah, it was mostly like a trail mix, water, some Gatorade. Yeah, and
Wow. Okay. And that you said that was for about 3 days, right?
yeah, I could survive off that. Uh,
Wow. And then like what is planning for surviving? Is it like a specific planning, a specific like, okay, I know that this is gonna be dinner, this is gonna be like that, or how did you go about it, you know? Because
I
I,
mean,
I look at I look at some food, man, and I'm like, man, I'll probably fuck around and eat a whole stash just in one sitting because I'm either high or
well,
whatever the case
for
is. So
that,
like how did you know what I
for
mean?
that, him and I were actually we had alarms to eat because like what was happening to us was the opposite. We were not like eating at all. Like we were just like walking and walking, trying to get from one spot to the other. That we had to
Yeah.
start putting alarms because we were getting like too dehydrated, too like hungry, like like that's part of like not drinking enough water, not eating. So we started putting alarms to eat. It was the opposite for both of us. I don't know if like that's everybody's experience, but we were like, I guess we have the similar mentalities about getting from point A to point B that we were forgetting about eating. We're not even eating. We had to like literally at one point like, hey, we need to feed our body with nutrients, or else we're gonna faint in the desert, and that's not fun. You don't want to do that.
Bro, that's wicked, bro. I couldn't even imagine the situation, man. But hey, man, so I got a question for you, my brother. So, and I don't, hey, man, listen, everything you're going to say from here on out is alleged. But I must ask you, my brother, a little, no?
Yeah, I,
Yeah? Okay,
I
okay.
would know
So,
coming and after, like even
so,
now, but I'm more of a like edible person.
oh,
For some
no
reason, like I'm
kidding.
not, yeah, like for some reason smoking, it's just like I don't know, like I do it like every once in a while. Like I'm not, I like it. I just like for some reason smoking is not like doesn't go with me, but I
Ah,
like it.
bueno. Okay,
So
okay.
that's why I
No, I
prefer
mean,
like
yeah.
the edible area, which I have some gummies.
Man,
I
man, I
always
wish
have
I could
some
throw
on deck.
some your way, bro. Because shit, man, I could go to my fridge and pull out a couple edibles, man.
Man, you
But
already know.
so my question to you is, so was that like like, because cannabis in general is a culture, bro. Like, it's a whole culture behind the shit. Believe it or not, bro. Like, it's people using cannabis in opposed to chemotherapy. So this stuff is really like it's blowing up, man. If
Oh
it
yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, it's been blowing up. The medical
so
field,
was it?
everywhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when you was in the military or whatever, was that like a normal thing? Like, was it easy access? Like, obviously, I ain't gonna ask you where the fuck you got it from, but like, can you give me a little about that?
Oh no, people are getting kicked out left and right. When I was serving, I don't know if things changed because through the years, things are get a little bit like less constrictive and stuff. But I saw people get kicked out just they pop out for it for like just marijuana. It's
And
like
then
fentanyl.
how does, man, I just, like I said, I ain't gonna ask you, bro, but I be just thinking like, how would one get it in? Like, is it somebody already there? Is it like, I don't
No,
know.
no, but that's what I was saying about living normal lives. We go outside, like when it's your day
Oh,
off, you
yeah,
go
ahora
out of base,
entiendo.
man. So like, like one of the guys that I know that got kicked out, great guy, man, great guy at work and everything. It sucks. They kick you out like like you committed murder or something.
And
Like
they scold you
so,
too, huh?
yeah. So my guy had 6 months left in his contract. I even told him I was mad at him. I was like, bro, you could have just hold it up for 6 months, man. Like you could have been
Damn, word.
all the one you want in the world, man. You could have been like, like you could have been swimming on it, like
Yeah, you could smoke
I
all the
think,
bud. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like you couldn't hold it. He said, nah, man. Like I was at this festival. They were passing it around. Since I'm getting out, I think
Damn.
they're gonna test me. Like boom, yeah. So like I was scared, man. I know some of my friends when they used to go on vacation, like they're on leave. They go on leave for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. On the first day or second day, they used to do it. just detox and then like go back and then like pray to
Hope for the
all the
best,
gods
huh?
up there, to
Because they
every
was
god
watching you, right?
yeah. I mean, when you come back, usually they try to. Sometimes they forget about you. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the minute you get there, they're like, "Hey, pee on this cup." Just I just want to see something. Pee on this cup real quick, and then
And they
I
watch
never.
you or not.
Yeah. Now they watching. They don't fuck around. The shit is fucking awkward as hell. I know. What's it called? There's a lot of people always are like shy, like pee shy, and they couldn't pee for shit. That shit was so always so funny. I didn't give a shit. I always pee like I was like here, but yeah, they stand behind you. They stand behind you, man. Like not like right next to like where they're
No, but
breathing
they
on you, but
made
like they're
sure you
like
wasn't moving your
right
arm a
behind
certain
you,
way or
like
nothing. Yeah.
to the point that you're like you just keep looking back, like man, like you're about to like get too close to me. But yeah, like yo, can you like back up a little bit, like. Here, like, look at the cup. I'm not cheating you. I just feel uncomfortable. But yeah, they don't play around with that. Like at least I don't know. Like if have changed, I got on 2017, so like if
It could probably be a whole
it
different
has been
world,
getting
huh?
more. Yeah, it's getting more legal. Once it gets accepted federally, they have to make it legal. Even in the military, like they don't have an option. Once it's federally accepted, then it's all good. Right now, they haven't like when a lot of
And
people
are
have
you
that
looking
question.
forward for that? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, because I mean, it's the same thing as actually even better than alcohol. A lot of people know how to cope better, using that. So as long as like you're not going to your job all fucked up, like you can't even like fucking do your job because that's how high you are. Then why not?
Yeah, no, that's a fact, bro. I wholeheartedly
Like
agree.
I know a lot of people who are like like and what you call like potheads. They're a lot more functional, have their lives, and I'm talking about the people who are like lighting one up after the other that have a more functional life than the people who are like drinking every day.
Yes, sir. You best believe it,
So
my
yeah,
brother.
like you can't have a functional alcoholic, but you definitely can have a functional pothead. It's weird, like it's crazy because like, and I'm talking about to the extreme of both sides.
No,
How
you
like
absolutely right, honestly.
and then most people are not to the extreme on either side, and one is accepted and
You
the
think
other
so?
isn't. Huh?
I tend to think differently, honestly. I tend to think they would much easily lie on the latter end. That's just me.
Hmm. I think most people aren't like that far deep, like to the extreme on either side. Like most
I
people,
mean, we would hope so, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because man,
but
that's a terrible place to be at, man. Shit.
yeah, yeah.
But hey, man, listen, bro. Do you have what I was gonna ask you? Is I feel like I've definitely taken up enough of your time, my brother. Once again, this is the 20th episode of Hustle and Smoke. Soon enough, we're gonna get a soundboard. We're gonna have all type of ring lights and shit. I'm not gonna look like I don't know what the fuck this shit is right now, but I had to quickly position this shit. But I say that to say, bro, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, bro, it was an honor to be able to even sit here and go back and forth, trade ideas. Cause like I said, bro, I don't know too much. And I know that's a topic where it could easily get real sensitive. One guy
Yeah,
could feel like you trying to get out there to offend somebody and you just really trying to get some motherfucking knowledge. I'm
yeah.
ignorant
No,
in the
I'm
matter.
I'm I'm open to things. Like I'm a very open minded person. I try to like educate people just like I want to be educated before like if I'm wrong in something, correct me, don't belittle me, kind of deal.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Like now if you correct me and you educate me and I continue, then I feel like now now you're asking for it. But like other than that, like sometimes people generally don't know, and the minute you
Yeah,
tell
no,
them, they're like,
absolutely.
oh, like all right, oh, got it. I didn't
Shit,
know it
I'm
was like
glad
that.
you said that because man, I was under the wrong impression. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not
Yeah,
saying that, but that's literally what it is. Once it's like the saying goes, you teach me the game, the rules of the game, I know how to play. So in the end of the day, bro, like I said, man, I appreciate you. I definitely want to open the floor for you to give any final remarks. Maybe if you have any type of like anything going on in like business wise or something you want to promote, please go
uh,
ahead and
if it's coming, it's not yet. Maybe
Okay.
down the
Man,
line, we can
maybe
get
we can have you come
together.
back around when
Yeah,
you do launch it. You know,
yeah. No, I'm working on it. I'm working on the logos, the one that's taking the forever. I had to.
man.
I want the logo to mean something. Because I feel
Dude,
like
I
that's
need a
what's gonna represent me. And everybody's like, "Oh, what
yes,
about like how are you like
bro,
everything what you're doing, but like you don't have the logo?" And I'm like, "It's difficult, man. That's what's gonna
bro.
represent me. That's what people are gonna see and see me, see like my product,
Bro,
and
I'm in
that's
the
been the
same
hardest."
predicament, bro. I don't have a logo for Hustle and Smoke yet. By the way, I'm actually speaking to a young man, Mr. You Make the Logo on Instagram. Shout out to him. We actually networking now. I'm trying to, because I got an idea in my head, but like putting it on paper or trying to explain it out
That's
loud, it's
yeah,
like, dude, like
yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
So I definitely want to tap in with that soon. And in the end of the day, man, like that logo shit is very important, bro.
It
And
is, man.
and
That's
by
you
the way,
know,
YouTube family, I will have a logo sooner than later, and hopefully you guys will be interested in some merch. I ain't gonna push it on you guys, but I might be wearing a Hustle and Smoke hoodie, shirt, hat very soon. Just if you like what you see, you let me know. I'll plug you in with the merch. That's all I'm saying. Listen, it's all up to you guys. So my brother, once again, I just want to say thank you, bro. You sure you don't want to plug in your Instagram or something? You don't want to? Please feel free, my brother.
I mean, if they want to follow, my
I'm gonna
my
tag you on the
journeys.
doggone Instagram
Yeah,
post anyway.
my journey. And Tony Ovid is my Instagram. You know, you'll find that it's pretty much like the name, the first. That's my first and middle name right there on the screen. If you type that in, you'll find me because I don't know why Instagram is not letting me have it. I'm the only one with that name. Instagram wants me to put an X after it or some kind of
Yeah,
number.
that's very weird. Yeah,
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 I'm
yeah.
like I typed it and I say somebody else has his name. Like nobody else has it. Why they don't want
Fucking
to?
mentira. Fucking
Yo, they
mentira.
not letting me. They not letting me. I'm like I looked it up. I'm like yo, somebody else has my name too. Like, but
Man.
yeah,
But yeah, man. So, hey, people. So, like I said, I appreciate my man right here. This is the 20th episode. Like I said, we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna make it to the 30th and the 40th and the 50th and the 60th and then the 70th. You understand? So it's gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep improving. This Saturday, I'm gonna sit down on my IGTV with my boy Nate. Y'all definitely get to see a little more about him. He's a real he's what you call a bike life dude. So we gonna pick his brains about the bike life, man. We gonna learn some other shit. Brother, I'm gonna let you go now.
hey, man,
I'm gonna definitely tap in
appreciate
with
it.
you on the back end, bro. Like I said, I want to do this again at some point. Thanks
Definitely,
again, my
definitely.
brother. Peace.
Hey, thank you. Likewise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.